Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel. In my last in one of my videos recently, I had done a project idea using your paper scraps, and they were to make these really cute mini Polaroid shape embellishments. And I also showed you a few ideas on what you can do with the little Polaroid shape embellishments. So these were some of the ones that I had shown you, and this is the other one, and this is how the little Polaroid shape would look like before you embellish them. And you just use your scraps, really easy. And I'm going to put down below the link to my video to give you the measurements on how to put these cute little Polaroids together. And I also made a larger size Polaroid shape as well, which I will give the size for the larger Polaroid shape will be in that video as well. So I thought I'd share with you the tutorial on how to assemble the the Polaroid Style Mini Album, which I had shown you in that video, and it's this one here. It is just such a cute little compact little mini album, using your Polaroid shapes to use as your photo mat to put your cute little photos on the photo mat. And then you can use the other side to document the photo, or down below here, or you can decorate the Polaroid shape with the photo in it. And it's perfect single-sided paper. If you have a lot of single-sided scrap papers, you can make these cute little Polaroids and then make the little mini album. And then on the back here, I made a little pocket so you could store some more of the little mini Polaroid shapes if you wanted to add some more to the album, or you want to add some to this side. And you can also use like removable foam square dots, and then you can remove the Polaroid shape and then replace it with another photo mat to add a different photo. So that's just another way to do that. So this is the smaller size, and I'm going to show you the tutorial with the measurements for this one. And you can also keep stacking your pages as high as you like, and so you can just keep adding more or less, and it depends on how many pages you like for your photos. This one here is the larger size if you want to use a larger photo mat for larger size photos to fit on your photo mat here. And it's exactly the same, just slightly larger. And you can also make this in any size you like. You don't have to make it in this size. You just have to work out the measurements for the background for the pages to how you want it, as well as your Polaroid. But it's really easy. This also has a pocket at the back as well. And I only used 3 pages for the photo mats for the larger one. This one has, I think, a 5. And it's still pretty, it's really neat, nice and neat finish, and you can decorate with some beads. So let me show you how to assemble the Polaroid Style Mini Album. So if you go to my other video, if you haven't already seen it, you'll get the measurements for the Polaroid shapes in that video. But these are just some of the ones that I'll use for the album that I'm going to use. And then you're going to want to need to cut out some more of your scrap papers. I'm just using some plain cardstock for the tutorial, and these are just as great because they will go well with any of your Polaroids as your background. So if you want to keep it safe and not be worried too much about what pattern papers will match with your Polaroids, just use your plain cardstock. So I'm going to create, so depending on how many pages you want for your mini album, in my case, I'm going to use 3 pages plus the cover. So including the cover, you're going to count how many you're going to use. So I'm going to use 4, including my cover. And you want to cut those background papers at 3 inches by 4 inches. And you cut as many of your background papers you want, 3 by 4 inches. And you will then need to cut some strips with the same amount as your pages. So I've got 4 here, and you want to cut those little strips at 1 1/4 inches by 3 inches. And then you're going to either fold it in half or score it at 5/8 of an inch. I scored mine to give me a nice neat fold, but you can just fold it. So again, it was 1¼ inches by 3 inches, and then you score it at 5/8 of an inch, or just fold that in half. So I've got 4 of those. And then for the pocket at the back, you'll want to grab another paper and you'll want to cut it at 6 inches by 3 inches, and then scoring it at 3 inches, or you can just fold that in half as well. So they're all the bits and pieces that you're going to need, plus your your Polaroid shape. And now we're going to start assembling it. So the first thing we'll do is we'll grab your preferred piece for your cover. So I'll just use the yellow one. And I'm going to grab all of these. And what I'll do first, I'm going to fold them all first, so I'll have them all ready. And for these strips, I use double-sided scrap paper for these ones. I just think it would look nice to be able to see a print peeking out of the spine here, and then when you open your album, you'll be able to see another print inside. And I just alternated the double-sided paper with the different sides, so I thought that would be a nicer way to do that. If you have some scrap pieces of double-sided paper, you can use all different papers. So I'm just going to fold all of these so it's ready for me to assemble. Okay, so this is going to be my cover, and I'm going to grab one of the little hinges and I'm going to glue along one side. And when you add your glue or your preferred adhesive, we are just going to glue along halfway down, not right up to the fold line, just halfway in. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to grab my cover and then I'm going to line it and just place it sort of in the middle between the 2 points, and just leaving a little bit of the folded hinge out, just a tiny bit. So that looks all, so that's all sealed now. And then I'm going to turn this around this way. I'm going to do the same and add some glue to this side, and again just going halfway from the edge of the paper, not where the fold is, so just like that. And we're going to grab the next background paper or the next page, and we are going to, what you want to do is you want to glue it like that onto there, but I'm going to go this way because I want to make sure it all lines up neatly. So I'm just going to sandwich that in and just getting it all lined up. So then when you open it up, you've got your 2 pages joined together. So that's the first one done. We're going to grab the next hinge, and we're just going to repeat that same process. And then I'm going to place that down and lining it up with the first hinge and making sure everything lines up. So it's placed on the back of the second page. So that's there. And now we're going to do the same and put glue to the next hinge. Grab your next page, and again it's going to go that way. I'm going to just go this way. I just find it easier to glue and line everything up. So now you should have that page done, that page done. Grab one more. I like this hinge method for mini albums. It's great, especially if you don't have a sewing machine to join your pages, or you don't want a difficult way of putting your pages together for a mini album. This is also a great way to do it, as long as you've got some good strong glue to adhere the hinge. And I'm just going to put glue again. So this will be my last page. So I've got all of my pages assembled. I've got one more hinge, and that will be to add the pocket at the back. So I might just fold the pocket in half now, so getting it ready. So on my pocket, I cut an angle here. That way I could just see the photo Polaroids peeking out through the pocket. So you can cut yours at an angle, which I will do, so you can see how I've done mine. So you can, so it will be on this side here that you're going to do your cutting. So you can cut that at an angle to create the opening. You can use a thumb notch to punch a half circle here to create a thumb notch. You could corner round this corner if you just want to give it a little decorative corner rounder shape. You could do that, or you could just fold this back that way, and then you'll be able to have another little tuck spot here when you glue this bottom part down, and you can embellish this side. So you could do it that way, or you can just tuck it inside if you don't want to cut it, and then just go like that and press it down, and then just glue that part. But I'm going to just cut mine. So to do that, I just might trim it. So we are going to make the cut on the left side, this one here. So I'm just going to line it, so try and get it in here. I'm going to go in this way. So it will be your left panel. You're going to slide that in, or whichever trimmer, and you just want to make sure you've got your blade at the part where it's going to cut here first. I'm not sure if you can see that. So there, oops. And then you're going to just decide how low you want to cut your paper. I'll just go here. So I've done that. So you can see now I've already cut mine, and then you've just got that little piece. So when you fold it back, you'll have that angle side cut out. And it's going to go along here. We're going to grab this next hinge. We'll do it again and add the glue. Line that on here. So it goes there. And what we're going to do here, we are going to add glue again to this side. And then we're going to attach the pocket to the hinge. So same thing. This I'm just gonna go like that, because it's going to be easy for me. So I pretty much just want to glue it down like that on this full panel. So I'm just going to go this way. So you can see now that's adhered to that. And all we're going to do now, we're just going to add glue along the bottom here, just along there. I've had a few people asking what kind of liquid glue I use. I have the link down below of the glue that I use. However, if you are an international, I purchased my glue here in Australia from Spotlight. It's a Crafter's Choice liquid glue. Unfortunately, Spotlight does not post orders internationally, so it's only for Australian customers. But it's just liquid glue that bonds paper, fabric, plastic and wood. So it's a great glue. It dries really well. It doesn't warp the paper or leave any bubbles. It's really great glue. It dries clear as well. So there is your pocket for your extra pieces. You can glue this side down too if that bothers you, and have it secured like that, and then you can still pop that in there. I just like it open, so it gives you more room to add more Polaroids. And so that's all done. So now what we're going to do, we are going to add your Polaroids to the album. All you do is you're just going to simply place it on the front of your mat. And you can glue these down with your glue, or just use some of these cute square mini foam squares. And you just add one each to each corner. And if you can get those removable ones, then you can remove them and replace it with another photo, a Polaroid, so you're not you still have the photos, and you can change them around. So I'm just going to simply place it there in the middle, lining it up with the hinge part, and just sort of place it in the center as best you can. And then you just do that with all the rest of the pages. You can add another one here like that. I mean, look how pretty that looks already. Just looks so pretty, and you've got all these photos that you'll be able, and you can still add a little plain cardstock, and you can document the photos that way if you wanted to. And you just keep going along and just keep adhering your photos onto your mats. And then with the front cover, the one that you may have already embellished, that can go in the front to decorate your cover, and you can add the date or document what photos they are inside. This is a cute one. These dragonfly was gifted to me by Jennifer she's one of my crafty friends on Instagram, and she sent me a cute little happy mail and sending me some of these cute little dragonflies and some of these mini envelopes and some tags. I'll even link down below Jennifer's Instagram if you want to head over to Jennifer's Instagram and have a look at all of her gorgeous projects. She does a lot of recreates a lot of my projects as well, and it's really lovely to see that she enjoys my tutorials, and I always enjoy seeing what she makes and knowing that it still works when someone else makes my tutorials, because I do worry about my measurements sometimes, or the projects, whether it's going to still come, whether it will still work when my other crafters follow my instructions. So it is lovely. So I'll put her link down below. So that's all there is to that. You just use your decorative Polaroids and add that to the front. You can then add some string and maybe punch a hole here and here just close enough to the edge, and then you can use that to close it. So that's that one. Now for the larger size, if you want to make this size, the size of the pages for the larger size, I'll just give you the measurements for your reference, because sometimes you want larger photos, you don't want the smaller ones. So you're going to cut the pages, and on the cover you're going to cut that piece at 3.5 inches by 4.5 inches. So that's for this piece. And then for the hinge part, you're going to cut your paper at 1.25 inches by 3.5 inches. So it's the same width, 1.25 inches by 3.5 inches, and folding it in half or scoring it 5/8 of an inch. And that's that one. And then for the pocket, if you want to add the pocket, all you're going to do is you're just going to double the width of the width. So this was 3.5 inches, so you're going to cut your paper at 7 inches by 4.5 inches, and then you just fold that in half and follow the same way as I had done to assemble the pocket, the way I had done it for this one. So that is the measurements for the larger size, and this is for the smaller one. So this was just I hope it was an easy enough tutorial for you to assemble the mini album for your Polaroids. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.